In the vibrant heart of the Middle East, in the land of ancient civilizations, Iraq stood tall with its rich history. However, as is the case with many tales of this region, there were dark chapters that left deep scars on the fabric of society, and the education sector was among the most affected. Imagine a scene of dilapidated schools, their cracked walls whispering stories of years of neglect and conflict. Classrooms were overflowing with students, sitting on worn-out desks, sharing tattered textbooks, and sometimes even a single seat. The teachers, the true heroes of the story, were striving to impart knowledge under harsh conditions. Lacking modern training and adequate resources, the curricula were like ancient manuscripts, not telling the stories of the modern world, nor preparing students to face its challenges. Teaching methods often relied on rote learning and memorization, stifling the spark of creativity and critical thinking in young minds. In the corridors of government, faint voices spoke of reform, but they were often lost in the din of politics and the corruption that was gnawing at the foundations of institutions. The resources allocated to education would seep away through winding paths, leaving schools, teachers, and students to suffer. But, as is the nature of human stories, there was always a glimmer of hope. Some leaders, thinkers, and educators began to realize that Iraq's future was contingent on the quality of its education. Individual and collective initiatives began to emerge, striving to change this bitter reality. Picture a clandestine meeting of a group of national experts, sitting under dim light, passionately discussing plans to repair the crumbling infrastructure, to build new schools, equipped with the latest technologies, to provide modern books and innovative educational resources. Elsewhere, a group of enthusiastic educators was gathering to develop new curricula that would ignite curiosity and encourage critical thinking, connecting students with their world and preparing them for a future full of challenges and opportunities. They dreamed of modern training workshops for teachers, where they would learn innovative teaching methods and how to use technology in the classroom. The path was not easy. They faced resistance from the forces of corruption and bureaucracy, but their unwavering belief in the importance of education was their fuel. They began to build bridges of trust with the local community, realizing that the support of parents and civil society was essential for the success of any reform process. There were moving stories of children returning to school after years of displacement and wandering, finding in the schools a safe haven and an opportunity to build a new future. There were stories of teachers who dedicated their lives to educating future generations. Despite all the difficulties and challenges, signs of change began to appear slowly but steadily. Schools began to be adorned with new colors, and classrooms began to welcome eager students with new books in their hands. Teachers began to smile with greater confidence as they used modern teaching methods. But the story was not over yet. The road ahead was still long and full of obstacles. The greatest challenge was ensuring the sustainability of these reforms, combating entrenched corruption, and ensuring the allocation of necessary resources to education in the long term. The wisdom learned from this story is that building a bright future for any country begins in the classrooms, and that investing in education is not just spending money, but rather sowing the seeds of growth, prosperity, and progress. And that real change comes with the combined efforts of everyone: officials, teachers, parents, and students, all working as one team to build a new Iraq. Its foundation, a learned, cultured, and aware generation. And so, the tale of education in Iraq continues, a story full of challenges and hope, a story whose chapters are being written by its sons and daughters, striving towards a better future.